Hello and welcome to a video tutorial of the software. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can work with the software and how you can get the most from this. The very first thing that I want to bring to your attention is that if your software looks a little bit different to what this looks, then don't worry, because we perform regular updates, but the basis and core principles of how you can work with the software can be actually found in this video. So I've actually got the software opened up in front of me. What I'm going to do is start off by showing you the settings tab. In the settings tab, you have a delay feature and you have a checkbox that allows you to remove start characters and end characters as well. So this delay features allows you to control how frequently a request will be sent to one of the search engines. So it'll make a request to the search engine, make a delay between whatever you enter here randomly, and then make another request to that search engine as well. If you're using your own IP, then 1 to 3 seconds should be okay. If you do it any faster, guys, then you might find that you're getting blocked by the search engines because you're making too frequent requests. And in which case you can work with proxies as well, which I'll be talking you through in a moment. Now, the second area you can work with is remove start and end words if less than 3 characters. Sometimes the search engines don't suggest full words in the beginning or at the end, or sometimes they will suggest abbreviations for certain words, in which case, they're not going to be very useful to us, and you can actually check this checkbox here and the software will make sure it's going to go ahead and scrape only clean keywords and suggestions for you. Okay, so the next thing I want to look at, guys, is the Google search location. Now, the software has multiple search locations that you can actually work with when it comes to Google. So if you want local suggestions, then all you have to do is pick or select the Google location you want down here, select the Google search engine from the search engines list, and then click on start on whatever script you're working with, and that will work with whatever Google you've selected down here. Okay, now let's have a look at working with proxies. If you want to work with proxies, then what the software allows you to do is import a list of proxies, and the software will randomly go through them. If it finds a proxy is not working anymore, it will go and use a different proxy as well. So it randomly rotates through all of the proxies to try and make sure that it gets you results each and every time you work with the software, even if some proxies are getting blocked and others are not. Okay, now the way you work with this is the software allows you to work with free and private proxies. Private proxies are going to be recommended because they're not going to be getting blocked by the search engines. Free proxies, you can still work with them, but just do a few tests to make sure that Google's not already blocking the proxies. If you want to work with proxies and you want to import proxies, then this is how you can do them. So I've got a proxies file down here. In this file, I've actually got 100 proxies, and all you have to do is have your IP followed by a colon followed by your port. Okay, and that's if it's a free proxy or a private proxy that's IP verified. But if it's a user or and password verified, then you'd have the IP followed by a colon followed by the port followed by a colon followed by your username followed by a colon and followed by your password. Okay, and then you'd save it over and import it into the software by clicking on this button here, just next to there. Click the file and make sure you check that there, and then you can work with proxies. Okay, now let's get on to the actual scraping side of things. So to work with this software, the way you need to work with this is the very first thing is you need to select the search engines you want to work with. Now you can actually work with multiple search engines all at once, and the software will go out there and get you suggestions for all at once. My favorite ones to work with, of course, depending on what kind of suggestions I'm looking for, is usually Bing, Google and Yahoo. And I normally do the keyword search as well. Okay, so once you've selected your search engines, you now need to select your search type. Usually it's going to be the keyword search. If you're doing a product search, so let's say for example you sell physical products like JVC LCD TVs, then you could actually have that down here like JVC LCD LT and whatever's followed by numbers, and the software will go out there and try and find you all of the model numbers down there. I'm going to keep it on keyword search for now. You can enter multiple keywords per line, one per line. So for example, SEO, backlinks, website promotion. Okay, you can enter all of these all at once, and the software will go through each one for you and then bring back suggestions for you, and it'll actually save everything to different files as well. And if you want, guys, if you've got a list of keywords that you want to get suggestions for, then you can actually import them here as well, and you just need to make sure that you have your keywords one per line in the text file, and the software will be able to work with them. Okay, and then you've got the method of search. Now, depending on your license version is going to depend on what versions of search you can work with this. So you've got the basic AZ plus keyword, which adds A, then your keyword, then it adds B, then your keyword, then C, then your keyword. Then you've got the keyword plus A to Z, which adds your keyword, then a letter of the alphabet. And then you've got the full A to Z keyword plus A to Z, which does both of these two in the one query for you. And then you've got AA to ZZ plus keyword, and then you've got keyword plus AA to ZZ. Now what this does, this actually goes through, for example, it'll put your keyword, then it'll add AA, and then it'll add AB, AC, AD, AE, AF, and then it'll go BA, BC, BD. So it goes through the whole alphabet times 2 with 2 letters using them both, and it actually allows you, and the third one or the last one allows you to do both the AAZZ plus keyword and the keyword plus AAZZ. Now they're available in the developer's license, and of course by using this, guys, the task is going to take longer to perform, but you're going to get thousands and thousands of more suggestions, hidden suggestions that Google Keyword Planner or other tools wouldn't actually suggest to you. So anyway, once you're done with this and you've picked and selected your data, guys, you can click on start. Once the process has been complete, you'll actually see your status and everything down towards the bottom, and you'll have a link down here that allows you to open up the save location. Let me just show you what that save location actually looks like. So down here, as you can see, I've already scraped keyword, and if I add something like this, this is what my file is going to be looking like, showing me the actual keywords inside of the file. Okay, let me just go back over to the software. Okay, let's go over to the questions tab and the how-to tab and show you how to work with these as well. These work in exactly the same way, guys. Again, you'd select the search engines you want to work with first, and then once you've selected the search engines, guys, you then select the questions that you want to work with. You can unselect all, or you can even select them all. Obviously, if you're selecting them all, then the software is going to go through them all for you. Okay, and for example, let's just add our keywords down here. So we can have something like SEO. Okay, we can have backlinks. And then we could select our questions down here. We could say something like, what is? And then as you can see, it's got an asterisk there. That asterisk will actually be replaced with our keyword. Okay, so this would be something like, what is SEO? What is backlinks? And the way it will do this, it'll go, what is SEO A? Or what is SEO B, what is SEO C, and start getting suggestions like that, depending on what search feature we have down here. And again, if you've got a developer license, guys, then you've got the AA to ZZ search, which gets you so many more thousands of questions from here as well. And this would be like backlinks, what is backlinks A, what is backlinks B, and it'll start getting you all of the suggestions. Okay, so you can select all these questions down here. You can select multiple ones or one at a time, and then you just go ahead and you'll choose your method of search. So do you want to do an A to Z search only, or do you want to do an AA to ZZ search? And do you want to only scrape questions, and do you want keyword related ones only? So sometimes the suggestions can be a little bit weird if you're not filtering them. So what we've allowed you to do is scrape the weird questions as well, should you wish, in which case you just select your search engines, add your keywords, select your questions, and just have something like A to Z search or AA to ZZ search. Click on start. However, if you want precise questions and you want precise related questions for your keywords, then you select your method of search, A to Z search or AA to ZZ search, and then you'll select only scrape questions and keyword related only, and then click on start, and then you can be sure that you're going to have some really cool questions and only questions related to your keywords. Okay, and if you're a developer user, guys, then of course with the software as it stands at the moment, you get 189 questions. Now 189 questions are great. It's a brilliant way to start off. However, with a developer's license, you're able to grow the software as you wish, and the way you do this is by importing your own questions. So as you can see, I've already imported 2 questions down here. What are the top 10 and who was the first man to? And I've added the asterisk. Now that asterisk is telling the software that we're going to be replacing whatever keyword we have down here with that asterisk. So let me give you another example, because the asterisk doesn't always have to be at the end. So here's an example of a file that I'm going to import. Okay, And as you can see down here, I've added what asterisk program. So we could have something like what keyword program. So down here it would be something like what SEO program, what backlinks program, and it will start getting me the suggestions from A to Z and AAZZ searches. So it's a fantastic way to work with this guys, especially if you have a developer's license, because you get some, you can really tailor make your own questions in here. Okay, so this is exactly how you work with it. You select your question, you select your search engine, click on start. Again, everything will be saved over. Let me just show you how that will look on here. You'll have this time a questions folder opened up, and then you'll be able to have the questions inside of here. Of course, I haven't done any questions here, so you can't see them. Okay, and the how-to tab works in exactly the same way as the questions tab, guys. Select your keywords, select your search engines, add your keywords, select your how-to topics, like for example, how to achieve, how to afford, and then you can select your type of searches and click on click on start. And the same is true here as well, guys. If you want only how-tos, then make sure you check this. If you want only keyword related ones, then make sure you check this here as well. And as the same with the questions tab, you can import your own questions. The same is true with the how-to tab. You can import your own your how-tos as well, guys, which allows you to grow the software really massively. Okay, so this is how you work with the software, guys, and what I'm going to do now is quickly give you a demonstration of how you can work with the search features and the spinned syntax features as well. So the search features, guys, let me just give you an example of here. Now let's just say, for example, I've scraped lots and lots of questions, or I've scraped lots and lots of how-tos and keywords as well, and I've added everything to the one folder. Now I've added all of my scrape details to the one folder. Now let's just say, for example, now I know I've come back to the software, and I know one day I done a search for things about, I don't know, muscle building. So what I can do here is I can select a folder. What I'm going to do, I'm going to actually copy and paste the folder inside of here. Okay, so there's my folder there, and I'm going to enter my keyword, and down here I'm just going to enter muscle. Okay, but as you can see from here, we've got things like bodybuilding supplements, bodybuilding workouts, bodybuilding, muscle building, protein supplements, weightlifting equipment, whey protein powder. And if you go in them, we've got questions for every single one of them. Okay, but these could actually be loads and loads of keywords as well, guys. So you could have thousands and thousands in here. And what the software allows you to do now is search through all of the files you have in whatever folder you locate for the keyword that you're entering here. I'm not going to match the case. I'm not going to match the whole word. I'm going to click on search. And what this is now doing, as you can see down here, it's searching through each one of these files. And every time it'll actually find our keyword muscle, it's going to actually save that over for us. So let's give it a few moments. As you can see, it's almost done. And 8 of 8 is done, and if we see that's gone on to search, what we can do now is click here to view results, and when we view the results, we've got a new folder called search, and now we've got muscle.txt, and inside of here we've got every keyword that we had from that folder that contains the keyword muscle. And now that's brilliant, guys, especially if you're creating your own library and your own library of keywords. Okay, now let me show you what spin syntax works as. So let me just show you a keyword that I've actually scraped. Let's go over to keywords here. Okay, they're not ones. Let's go over to here. Oops, that's search. Oops, questions. Okay, keyword. Okay, competitor analysis. Okay, guys, as you can see down here, we've got 62 keywords. Okay, we might have thousands and thousands of keywords. Now, when it comes to actually creating backlinks, and when it comes to creating and spinning a number of keywords, or maybe for your internal links, or maybe for your backlinks, or maybe for your titles, or whatnot, then when you're getting suggestions from Google, you can be sure that every single one of these suggestions are going to be unique, and they're not going to be identical, and the software's actually got inbuilt features that actually delete all duplicates. So what the software allows you to do here is actually create your own spin syntax. So you might have a questions file, loads and loads of questions about your topic, and you want to create them as anchor text, which is a good idea. You can actually select the file here. Let me just show you the file down here. Okay, we'll just add that into the software. Okay, I'm just going to paste it here. I'm not sure if it's not going to allow me to do it. So what I'll do instead is I'll add that in here. and I'm going to actually select the actual file. So we need to select the file, and then I need to click on search, and what that does, it automatically adds every single one of them keywords inside of Spin syntax. So of course, like I said, if you've got how-tos or if you've got questions, you can import a whole list of how-tos and questions. We can actually do that now. Okay, I'll leave that to you, but I'm sure you can understand exactly how you can work with this and how you're able to get Spin syntax for that as well, guys. So anyway, that's exactly how you work with the software. You got suggestions. When you work with suggestions, you can work with the keywords. You can get both model number and normal searches. You can work with multiple methods depending on what version you have. You got questions. You can work with multiple methods of search for your questions as well, and depending on what version you have, you can import your questions, and the same is true for how-tos as well. You can do searches, build your own library of keywords, and then go ahead and match cases or match the whole word only, and do searches that way. So you can always save your keyword research to your folders, to one folder, and have the software do it all for you. And then you can also create your Spin syntax as well. So this is how you work with the software, guys, and I really hope you enjoy working with it.